Good evening and welcome inside the Cross Insurance Center. It is quarterfinal basketball, and we are happy to be able to bring it to you. It's going to be the number 4 Presque Isle Wildcats taking on the number 5 seed Hermon Hawks. My name is Zach White. I'm happy to be joined by my broadcast partner for this one, Mary Allen. We've got Mark Cowan producing this one for you all at home. Mary, we had a really fun game last night that you and I had the privilege of calling together. This one, anytime you get a 4-5 matchup, you can expect some good basketball. What are you expecting to see out here on the floor tonight?
Well, we know Hermon. They're big. They like to push it. Hermon's a very, very well-coached team. And Presque Isle, I haven't gotten the chance to see them play as much as I've seen Hermon play, but they're big. They have a lot of talent in both the Curtis sisters. They do a great job, so it's going to be a good matchup tonight.
It should be a lot of fun, a lot to look forward to in this one. And these are two teams that they're familiar with each other. They met twice during the regular season. Both of those matchups went the way of the Presque Isle Wildcats. Later in the season, on January 31st, these two clubs played each other at Hermon in a 44-42 victory for the Presque Isle Wildcats. Earlier on in the regular season, it was a little bit more lopsided, 52-37 the way of the Presque Isle Wildcats. So they've won 2 of those matchups. But Mary, later into the season, that was a close matchup there. How, as an athlete, does it help your psyche as you've seen a team a couple times now and, you've played close with them for the Hermon Hawks coming into this one? How does that help you, and how do you prepare to know you can compete with this team and hopefully get over the hump and get that win? Third time's a charm. It
definitely helps the confidence and being able to get over that hump of just, having 2 losses, because, of course, it's hard to beat a great team 3 times. We've seen it multiple times this tournament season so far, but it's just going to be being able to know the matchups and know where Presque Isle really succeeds, and Hermon will be able to try to shut that down.
Should be a lot of fun, folks. We are just waiting for either side to make their way out to the floor right now. I will say it's a capacity crowd in here. We just did have inside the gymnasium, on the men's side, the Presque Isle Wildcats, they came up short against the Coney Rams, the number 1 seed overall. But what I will say is the county, they travel, and Presque Isle is going to be able to have the luxury of being in the gymnasium for back-to-back games in this one. So definitely expect there to be some volume from behind us, as their faithful will stay on the respective sideline of the visitor, which is, not typical for the higher seed, but they were already sitting there, so they're not going to move across the gym. So as the Hermon Hawks make their way out onto the floor, soon to be followed by the Presque Isle Wildcats, we are happy and excited to be able to bring you the action. And all that's been made possible by our amazing sponsors. So thank you to Ral's Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starbird Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert, Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Brownies Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, and Deergo Nutrition. Barney Chevrolet want to thank them all for helping us bring the action to you for Tourney 2026. And exciting news, Pine State Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the Player of the Game sponsor. All the Player of the Game winners for the tournament at Bangor inside this Cross Insurance Center, they're going to walk away with a gift card to one of those locations. And Sports Arena, they're going to be the Player of the Day sponsor. So each Player of the Game winner will be put into a vote for an overall Player of the Day winner, and they're going to receive a gift card to Sports Arena. Speaking of sports, we're excited to be able to bring you some of that action. Mary, looking at, let's talk about the Presque Isle Wildcats. Obviously, the Curtis is what they've been able to do for this team. Jan Curtis, what she can do underneath, and overall just some of the execution. Very well-coached team. What are some of the things you expect to see out of maybe the Presque Isle Wildcats, considering, they have the 2 Curtises inside. They like to, be physical, but also have a ton of skill to their game and what they can throw at a defense. What are some of the things that we might be able to expect to see out of the Presque Isle Wildcats?
I definitely think we're going to have a great matchup coming in the post, because we have on Hermon's side Rebecca Balmas. We're going to have great matchups between the bigs here tonight. So it's just going to be honestly how the teams are going to be able to shoot outside and what the other players are going to do to step up.
And for Hermon, you kind of started to already talk about what are some other key players, what are some things that we're going to be looking for in this one for the Hawks?
I think Abby Bradstreet, she does a great job. She's a very explosive, quick guard. She's young, but she's definitely plays a lot older than she is. So I'm looking forward to see how she's going to do. And Hermon does have a great just sort of backup behind them. They have Lila Ryan, Maddie Tracy. They have a couple of different players who can really step up on any given night.
And these are two programs with storied histories and two teams looking to write their own out here on the floor tonight. It's number 4 versus number 5, Presque Isle Wildcats versus the Hermon Hawks. What we're going to do now is we're going to swing it on over to a quick commercial break and be back with you for more on the pregame show.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Hermon Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ral's Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Ral's Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Ral's Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hermon Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hermon's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hermon sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hermon's design team will help you make it your own. And Hermon delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hermon Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Hermon, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.
Welcome back inside the Cross Insurance Center as we prepare for some quarterfinal action between the number 4 Presque Isle Wildcats and the number 5 Hermon Hawks. My name's Zach White. I'm happy to be joined by Mary Allen for some live audio broadcasts. As a reminder for all at home, we do have access and the ability to bring you live audio coverage, but we do not have the ability to do it in video form. So listen along. We're happy to be able to bring it to you. We got Mark Kalman producing this one for you all at home. And Mary, we got some athletes out there on the floor looking to produce some great play. And one of the things that we talked about during the break there is this Hermon Hawks team, they're a young unit, but they have played well this year, and they've gotten themselves to this place. Just thinking about that, obviously you've had the opportunity to play since you were a freshman, and you've been in some big games since then and played in big moments. How important is it early on in a career to be in situations like this, inside the Cross Insurance Center, or just overall able to play big games? How important that is that for you as an individual, but also for your program and what you're trying to develop for the future?
It's so important, especially being able to get into that when you're younger. It's kind of a situation where you can't really prepare for it, you just have to do it, and you just have to experience it yourself. So being able to have as many chances as you can playing on a big stage like this is going to be so important, especially for this young Hermon Hawks team going forward in the future.
Absolutely. And they're going to be asked to do something they haven't been able to do thus far this season, and that is get a victory over the Presque Isle Wildcats. They came close in the latter half of the season, as we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, looking to get over the hump today, and the Presque Isle Wildcats looking to thwart that effort and get a win of their own. 2 quality coach teams, 2 teams that we're expecting to see some great basketball out of. You know, as always, just a pleasure to be able to bring it to you all at home. The only reason we're able to do that is thanks to our amazing sponsors. So once again, I want to thank Rowell's Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starbird Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert with Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, and Deergo Nutrition, and Barney Chevrolet. I want to thank all of them for helping us bring all of the action from Tourney 2026. And there is exciting news. Pine State Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the Player of the Game sponsor. All the Player of the Game winners from the tournament here inside the Cross Insurance Center, they're going to walk away with a gift card to one of those locations. In Sports Arena, they're going to be the Player of the Day sponsor, so each Player of the Game winner will be put into a vote for a Player of the Day winner, overall winner, and they'll receive a gift card to Sports Arena. All right, Mary, so as we prepare to wind down the action here, one thing that I think is always important to talk about, just a couple keys to the game. So first, for the Hermon Hawks, what are some keys in this one for them to get over the hump and beat the Presque Isle Wildcats and advance to the quarterfinals? What do they need to do?
I think matchups are going to be a really big key in this game because we see Hermon, they do have size. I think we talked about it earlier, but they have size in Rebecca Balmes, but it's also they have the 2 Curtis sisters on the Presque Isle side, so being able to guard that matchup. And honestly, Hermon has some very quick guards. We also discussed briefly, but just being able to take advantage of the matchups where they have the advantage and just being able to get downhill, I think it's going to be key for both of these teams.
Absolutely, and stylistically, these are 2 teams that it's fun to watch them go against one another anytime they play. And Lenora Curtis out of the Curtis sisters, much more traditional back to the basket, but Jan Curtis can absolutely play that way too, but likes to shake it up a little bit on the perimeter as well. So kind of a 1-2 punch between those 2, and then a lot of other great players that, you know, you talked about. One of the things in our broadcast last night was inside-out basketball. A lot of players are along the perimeter for this Wildcats team that can knock down shots, and really, to me, that is the key to the game for the Presque Isle Wildcats. Can you make shots? Can you stretch this defense and put your offense in advantageous situations? Well, we're going to find out, and what we're going to do before we get there is we're going to swing it on over to a brief commercial break and be back with you for the tip-off and starting lineups.
Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Hermon Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Ral's Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Ral's Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Ral's Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back now as we prepare for both lineups to be announced again. They're going to be announced in their entirety. So what we're going to do in just a moment is turn it on over to the public address announcer inside the Cross Insurance Center so you can hear those lineups, and then we'll be back with you for the action.
Number 5 seed with a record of 10-8, the Hawks from Hermon High School. And the number 4 seed with a record of 13-5, the Wildcats from Presque Isle High School. Before we introduce today's teams, the Maine Principal Association and the Finance Authority of Maine remind you that interscholastic athletics are an extension of the educational classroom. We ask that you support all student athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators in a positive manner throughout today's contest. Thank you in advance for your support of sportsmanship and of the 2026 MPA State Basketball Tournament presented by Hermon Lumber Company. Now let's meet the participants in this quarterfinal matchup. First, the visiting team, the number 5 seed Hermon Hawks. Unavailable today, sophomore number 13, Leah Walker. No reserves, a sophomore number 2, Maya Lancaster. A sophomore number 20, Layla Booger. A sophomore number 22, Emily Dupuy. A sophomore number 23, Addie Decker. A sophomore number 24, Chloe White. A freshman number 30, Brooklyn Whitney. A freshman number 32, Lexi Thompson. And a freshman number 34, Adelina Neal. The managers for Hermon are Deja Grant and Dylan Yo. Assistant coaches Katie McPherson and Travis Stewart. And the head coach of the Hawks is Marissa Kelly. And now let's meet the home team, the number 4 seed, Presque Isle Wildcats. Unavailable today is senior number 30, Anna Marie Blanchard. A sophomore, number 13, Brianna Burlock. A junior, number 20, Emily Collins. A senior, number 21, Rihanna Desjardins. A junior, number 25, Emily Hallett. The managers for Presque Isle are Maddie Waugh and Sabine Wells-Puckett. Assistant coaches Em Boone and Tyler St. Pierre. And the head coach of the Wildcats is Crystal Llewellyn. And now for the starting lineup. For Hermon, a sophomore captain, number 3, Brooklyn Kelly. And for Presque Isle, a junior, number 1, Carlin Buck. For the Hawks, a sophomore, number 4, Abby Bradstreet. And for the Wildcats, senior, number 12, Maddie Putnam. For Hermon, a junior and captain, number 10, Lila Ryan.
Do you need one? Oh.
And for Presque Isle, senior captain, number 22, Marion Young. For the Hawks, a junior, number 12, Maddie Tracy. And for the Wildcats, a captain, senior, number 50, Jan Curtis.
I'll try to have live stats up there for you too.
Okay. For Hermon, a junior captain, number 15, Rebecca Walnes. And for Presque Isle, junior, number 52, Lenora Curtis. The officials for this game are Mr. Nick Raymond, Mr. Steve Clark, and Ms. Chris Bradstreet.
All right, and with that, we've had the entirety of either side's lineups. We've already had the national anthem to kick off the session, so the next thing we're going to do is let both sides return to their sideline, and we're going to get the action underway. Again, thank you for joining us for live audio coverage of some quarterfinal basketball from inside the Cross Insurance Center. It's always exciting to be able to bring action to you all at home, and especially when you have a 4-5 matchup like this, and one that promises to be a lot of fun. Presque Isle Wildcats have made their way out onto the floor. Hermon Hawks now doing the same. It's going to be Jan Curtis inside the circle for the jump ball on the Presque Isle Wildcat side. It's going to be Gomez inside for the Hermon Hawks. Referee Nick Raymond now stepping up to the circle. Whistle. Jump ball, and away we go. It's going to be batted out of bounds. And we're going to run it back. No possession there. So 3 seconds off the game clock. And we're going to do it again. That time, controlled ultimately by the Hermon Hawks. They're going to start the game with the ball. Bringing it down now is Bradstreet. See how both sides settle in here. Rebecca Balmez now. Good drive, shut off by Lenora Curtis. It was a good move, a better defense there. On the interior jump shot, no good, brought down by Jan Curtis. Does so much for this Wildcats team. Carlin Buck with it now. Dribble handoff. Action happening along the perimeter thus far for the Wildcats. Good defense here by the Hawks. Another dribble handoff, and Jan Curtis just going to elect to reset the offense here. Nearing a 5-second violation. We're going to have a carry called against Jan Curtis.
Great defense by Bradstreet there. That's going to be a matchup to be looking forward to the entire rest of the game.
And not just to repeat what we said on the broadcast last night, but there is something to be said about being on this floor and kind of feeling your way into the start of a game and some of those nerves, and maybe seeing that on either side's offensive possessions here to start the game.
It's something you expect coming to these games.
Balma's now inside with it. Good defense again. Tracy has it for a moment. Repost down on the right side, block. That time blocked away on the jump shot by Balma was Lenora Curtis. And Jan Curtis came down with the rebound, so well defended there. Screen set now. Jan Curtis pick and roll action with Lenora Curtis. Ultimately defended well by the Hawks. They forced the pickup. Over to Buck. Nearly a turnover, but Putnam able to keep it alive for the Wildcats on the left side wing. Gave it off for a 3. That one was shot by Marion Young. Off the mark, no good. Subsequent rebounding action went long. Jan Curtis went after it, but ultimately went out of bounds. Ball back to the Hawks. Ball played in. It's going to be Abby Bradstreet dribbling it up now, walking across the timeline. Calls for the double screen, receives it by Tracy. Kick to the left side corner. Dribble drive shut off. Kicked out to Baumez atop the key. Takes a dribble, takes a shot. Off the mark, no good. And another rebound by Jan Curtis. Rebounding like Mary Allen to start this ball game is Jan Curtis. Looking for the post up inside. Well defended by the Hawks. Skip pass across to the left side corner. Buck was stopped there. Given up to Lenora Curtis, who took a shot at the left side elbow. Her shot was no good. Offensive rebound also missed. And away go the Hawks now.
Great initial defense by both these teams.
Defense is on display early, as you pointed out there, Mary. Offense looking to catch up here. Back to Baumez now. She goes down the lane, blocked away by Lenora Curtis. And that one out of bounds off the Wildcats, so it's going to be Hawks basketball underneath the basket here.
And Curtis is dialed in defensively, starting the game already with 2 blocks.
And you can tell that's what the Hawks are trying to do. They're trying to get Baumez going in this one. And we get the first points of the game off the out-of-bounds play. It was Abby Bradstreet.
Great athletic move to the basket.
Right in the heart of the lane. Good layup there.
And that's something we talked about that's going to be big for both of these teams, is getting inside paint touches and looking for those kickouts.
Absolutely. Lenora Curtis was looking for something along the baseline. Started her drive from atop the key. Ended up in no man's land and ended up with a turnover there. And Bradstreet going to be happy to just walk this one down for the Hawks and reset their offense. Rebecca Baumez that time. 4-3 is good.
And that's something she can do. She can consistently space the floor well, and it's going to be hard for Presque Isle to defend that.
And Baumez said, you know, Lenora Curtis, you blocked my shot a couple times inside. Let me step it out for a 3, and that time able to get it to go. Lenora Curtis, this time from the left side elbow, is good. So the two players that have been guarding each other to start this ball game have an answer for either. Score is not going up on the scoreboard. It is 5-2. I know you can't see that, but I'll tell you that right now inside the Cross Insurance Center, there it is, got put up on the scoreboard, and that is accurate. Baumez, good move inside!
Great move by Baumez.
There's 10 players on the court, but right now 2 are having a lot to say about this ball game between Lenora Curtis and Rebecca Baumez and what that matchup has been.
And I feel like we can see early on that this is the game plan for Hermon, is they're looking to get Baumez as many touches on the inside as they can.
Also a big early foul too, that's important to mention. And Wildcats are definitely a quality team, but anytime Jan or Lenora Curtis aren't on the floor, it's definitely not the same unit.
Absolutely.
Ball was played out of bounds off of a missed free throw. It does stay with the Hermon Hawks. Tracy, she took a turnaround J there. Off the mark, no good. Brought down by Marion Young, given up to Jan Curtis, who is met with a double team and finds a player all the way at the other end of the court. Extra pass underneath. Lenora Curtis blocked this time. That time, Rebecca Baumez gets the better of that matchup that we've called out so many times in this game. Kick out, Jan Curtis. Going to be fouled on the dribble drive.
And definitely that defensive ability being shown by both teams. We have already a few blocks in this game, and we're only about 5 minutes into it.
This is an exciting start to this one. Putnam checks out. Emily Collins now checking in for the Presque Isle Wildcats. Buck trying to inbounds the ball here. Does to Marion Young. Her drive shut off inside by Tracy. Turnaround jump shot, no good. And Mary, just like you pointed out right there, defense on display. Kick to the corner now. Hawks working through their offense. Electing to be patient on this possession. And as I say it, we have a shot from the top of the key. Off the mark, no good, and short. Sails out of bounds. Ball back to the Wildcats. Looks like the Hawks are at least extending their pressure. It's like a
almost a 1-3-1 maybe, or
Three-quarters court trap and trying to jump across that half-court line.
and they're jogging back into man.
I think it's been confusing the Wildcats so far and kind of disrupted their offensive flow.
Absolutely, and they're extending that pressure, which is causing Presque Isle not to be able to get the ball inside like they want to.
And that one resulted in a turnover. Ball taken away. Hawks running all the way to the rim. Shot off, no good. Brought down by Carolyn Buck. And given up to Jan Curtis. Curtis going to be whistled for a travel, so another turnover there. That time unforced on the right side wing, looking to get the ball into the low corner, short corner there, low post area. Ultimately, a travel and a turnover. Ball back to the Hawks here. Calling for the screen now was Bradstreet. Screen was set by Tracy. Ultimately given up inside. Balmez. Good move off the glass on the fadeaway. Up and in for two.
And I've seen Balmez play many times. She loves to go knock down middle and then spin back to the outside. That's a great move for her.
She is loving the start of this game. Jan Curtis gets her scoring started.
And that'll be a big key for Presque Isle if Jan Curtis can get heated up and started scoring.
At the other end, you got to think that if you're the Hermon Hawks, you're getting the ball to Rebecca Balmez here on this possession back down the other end
Absolutely.
of the floor. Substitution checking in. Brianna Burlock checking in. Jan Curtis checks out. First team all-conference in Big East was Rebecca Balmez for the Hermon Hawks, as well as Abby Bradstreet. And second team all-conference, Marion Young and Jan Curtis. That one up and in by Abby Bradstreet on the inbounding action, subsequent offensive play. So a lot of quality players. Thank you, Rich Rotella from the Eastern Maine Sports staff, for letting us know about that. On the other end, Jan Curtis was fouled on a dribble drive. Looks like it came before the shot. You know, Mary, I give credit to what we do on the broadcast. Maybe I should say statistician Rich Rotella when we start the broadcast.
Give
that was
credit
great.
where credit's due.
Absolutely. Give credit to a well-drawn-up play by the Presque Isle Wildcats. And a great shot there by Emily Collins. Knocks down a big shot there. Now the Hawks looking to go to work at the other end. Rebecca Balmez had a shot on the right side, low post, was no good on the turnaround, but taken away by the Hawks.
And great hustle by Lila Ryan to get that offensive board and keep the ball in the play.
Now under a minute left to play in this opening frame of action. Ball on the deck. Buck had it for a moment. Ended up out of play. It's going to stay Hermon Hawk basketball. Kelly, the inbounder now, looking to get it in, does to Bradstreet. Carolyn Buck poked it away for a moment. Defensive intensity ratcheting up. Tracy, good move inside off of the inbounds pass, but the shot was no good. Jump ball on the rebounding action, ultimately going to be in favor of the Wildcats. 11-6 our score, 43 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. Offensive action now, pass to the left side corner to Marion Young. Ball played atop the key. Fouling action there.
And as we talked about earlier, those fouls are going to be big coming down the stretch for Hermon. As Balmez, I think, only has one, but just something to look forward to throughout this game.
Absolutely. Only the third team foul. Neither side in any extreme danger as this quarter winds down. 20 seconds remaining on the quarter clock. Dribble drive shot off well by Tracy. Kicked over and now low post to Jan Curtis. Her move. Off glass, no good. Balmez comes away with it. Hawks got a chance at the end of the quarter. Bradstreet. She's running. Her shot no good. Bounce off back iron. That's going to be how this quarter expires. Hermon Hawks, they head into the second. They lead 11-6 over the Presque Isle Wildcats. We're going to swing it to a break. Be back with you shortly.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hermon Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hermon's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hermon sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hermon's design team will help you make it your own. And Hermon delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hermon Lumber Company.
Rep Eastern Maine Sports with official merch made for real fans. Grab yours now by scanning the QR code on screen and wear the brand that brings the action live.
Eastern Maine Sports.
Thank you for rejoining us as we get prepared for the start of this second quarter. Mary, it was an exciting first quarter. Let's talk about some of the key players there in that opening frame for Hermon. Rebecca Balmez, great start to this game.
7 points already for Balmez just in the first quarter of action. And we're looking to see how that matchup between her and Lenora Curtis is going to be going down. Sorry, I got the sisters mixed up. We're looking to see how that's going to be throughout the game.
And it's pretty spread out for the Presque Isle Wildcats as they start on defense, trying to contend with Abby Bradstreet here, and her turnaround jump shot was blocked, so did well there, but even scoring there in that opening frame. Collins 2, Jan Curtis and Lenora Curtis, each 2. That's how we got to the 6 for the Presque Isle Wildcats, so pretty even scoring, at least in that department. On the other end, though, looking to add to it are the Wildcats. Shot from 3, no good. That was a good, clean look. Pretty open there by Collins. Off the mark, brought down by the Hawks. Bradstreet calling for the screen. Balmez sets it, but that's going to be an illegal screen there. You can kind of see that starting.
And that's the second on Balmez, which is going to be huge for Hermon.
And Mary, this is the time I'm so glad that I'm calling this game with you. That's most of the time, but calling the game with you and knowing the player that you are, how important is that communication between the screener and the guard or whoever is calling for that screening action to be in sync and be on time so that you're not putting your player in a position like that?
It's so important. You have to be on the same page when you're getting ball screens or setting ball screens, because if not, it can result easily in an offensive foul like it just did.
At the other end, looking for the low post. Marion Young gets it inside. Good move against Tracy. Kick out for 3. Inside out, and Collins knocks it down. Collins now 5 on the ball game. And only a 2-point lead here for the Hawks. Had a good flow initially to their offense. Become a little bit more stagnant here as Bradstreet calls for the screen, trying to get something set up here. Comes off that action, ended up on the left side elbow.
Great job.
Knocks it down there.
Bradstreet's really someone you have a hard time guarding. She's a 3-level scorer, so it's going to be interesting to see how Presque Isle is going to adjust throughout the game on her.
The interior pass. Pretty consistently are the Wildcats looking to get a post-up situation. That time it was Marion Young calling for it and fouled from behind by Tracy. Ball underneath the basket now. Carolyn Buck trying to play it in. Ultimately tipped away and taken away. Abby Bradstreet, great action there. Now running are the Hawks. Freshly into the ball game now. Couple of players in. Lila Ryan started this one, doing well. Maya Lancaster, fresh off the bench in this quarter. Had it for a moment, gave it off to Bradstreet. Her 3, no good. Comes into the hands of Burlock, who's now bringing it down for the Wildcats. Lenora Curtis waiting to check in. Next opportunity, Burlock, nice pass underneath to Young. Up and in for 2. How difficult is a play like that, Mary, where Burlock driving down the left side, able to kind of almost no look to that right side low post area. How hard of a play was that?
It's so tough to guard, especially when they beat the initial defender. That helps that has to step over, else it's wide open layup. And it resulted in a great extra dump-off pass for the layup.
And carrying that momentum at the other end, it was Collins who ended up in a tie-up situation with Lila Ryan, and possession arrow favors the Presque Isle Wildcats, who are knocking on the door of tying this ball game up. Jan Curtis crosses the timeline now, elected to walk that one down. Calling for the post-up. Looking for Marion Young. Cross court. Over to Lenora Curtis. Her shot fake. Dump off underneath. Batted out of bounds off the kneecap of Young.
It's a great idea by Presque Isle, but it was just well defended by Hermon.
Everything but the finish there. Great setup initially. Bradstreet comes to get it. She's going to walk it down. Now she crosses the timeline. Carolyn Buck, the one guarding her. Over to Rebecca Balmez. Had her pass tipped and into the hands of Marion Young.
Great defense by Presque Isle thus far in the second quarter.
Jan Curtis. Pass to the right side corner, which made an interior pass much easier to Lenora Curtis, but her shot no good, taken away by the Hawks, and they're running. Bradstreet had it poked away for a moment, ended up with it. Extra pass inside, following the tip away action, and Maya Lancaster gets her first two.
Great extra dump off. Presque Isle had to help out on Bradstreet, and she just found the open player down at the block.
Almost one of those situations you're going for what you think might be a loose ball, and you end up out of position.
Absolutely.
Looking to answer now. Marion Young has it atop the key. One dribble picks it up. Pass over to Collins. Her three short, no good. Taken away by the Hawks. Bradstreet racing with it. One hand pass in transition. Slows it down. Ryan, her shot no good on off the mark. My mistake. That was Ryan on the rebounding action, but her shot off the offensive rebound was no good. It was Brooklyn Kelly on the opposite side that took that initial shot. It ended up being a jump ball following the rebounding action. Favors the Hawks with 3:50 here in this second quarter of action remaining. Balmez calling it for it inside. Bradstreet dumps it off to her. Good shot from the mid-range. You want to talk levels of scoring, Mary. Balmez is showing you her levels here, inside, outside.
Already hitting shots from three different levels.
We have a hold away from the basketball. It was Jan Curtis who crossed the half-court line, and looks like Maya Lancaster whistle for the foul, and trying to defend Marion Young, a very active player for this Presque Isle Wildcats team. Inbounds pass played into Lenora Curtis. She gave it off to Marion Young. Her shot inside the paint was no good, brought down by the Hawks. Both sides doing primarily a good job of not granting many offensive rebounding opportunities. Pass inside. Rebecca Balmez, dribble handoff to Lancaster, getting some good minutes in this second quarter. And she handed that one off to Bradstreet, and a little shuffle of the feet, headed back the other direction now. Putnam back into the ball game now, replacing Emily Collins. She's had a good start to this ball game off the bench, has Collins. Carlin Buck now with it, given off to Young. Young's crossover dribble shot off well there, ends up in the hands of Lenora Curtis. This defensive pressure is extended pretty far out by the Hawks, making life really hard on these Presque Isle Wildcats perimeter players.
Absolutely, they just look a little bit out of sorts right now.
Carlin Buck, though, she's going to drive down the left-hand side, and that is one of the things, Mary, that when you extend that pressure, it does create opportunities towards the hoop if you can get there.
Absolutely, because there was no help side on that initial. She beat her initial defender, no help side.
And Carlin Buck. The lefty steps up to the line. Her first, off the mark, no good. .233 remaining here in this second quarter. 4 fouls on the Hawks as well, so barring an offensive foul, this will be free throws rest of the way out this quarter. Score update for you. Number 4, Bangor boys, they lead 27-17 over the Lewiston boys. That's at the Augusta Civic Center. Score update from teams in the local area here. At the other end now, Balmez. She receives it inside, and she's going to be fouled by Lenora Curtis. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And right now, Rebecca Balmez has had a really nice start to this ball game, and that's Lenora Curtis' second foul here with 2:18 remaining in the quarter. First shot from the line, no good. Lenora Curtis going to check out. Emily Collins replacing her. Quick breather for her. Tracy checking back in. Going to replace Brooklyn Kelly in this one. Balmez, second one, same result. Off the mark, no good. Jan Curtis comes away with it. And Maya Lancaster going to be getting a jump ball. Initially there, wasn't sure if the signal was a hold, which would have been free throws at the other end. But jump ball did still favor the Wildcats, so they keep possession here. Maya Lancaster, I've been so impressed with her defense off the bench as she kind of runs up for a double team there.
Hermon's kind of in this sort of trapping zone.
Ended up with a clean opportunity for Jan Curtis from three with a couple players out of position running around for double teams, but her shot was no good, and Bradstreet was racing down but defended well there. Tracy, she pulls up from three, no good. Marion Young, a great box out and great subsequent rebound. Jan Curtis crosses the timeline. Kick over to Carlin Buck. She's fouled, and she's going to head back to the free throw line here. Her shot from the short corner. Off the mark, but going to be rewarded with a chance at the line.
And that's going to be Hermon's 5th team foul, so anything else is going to be free throws for Presque Isle.
Burlock going to be checking in after this free throw, which was off the mark. Back iron, no good. Brooklyn Kelly checking in, going to place Lila Ryan. Checking out was Maddie Putnam for the Wildcats there. One more on the run. And that is good by Buck there. So 13-17 the score, 1:22 remaining here in this first half of action. Hawks have led the whole way. They're looking to see if they can extend that lead before the expiration of this half. Lancaster with it now. Dump off. Balmes going downhill, but shut off and taken away by Young, and we have a foul at the opposite end line, which is going to send Marion Young to the free throw line.
And I believe that's Balmes' 3rd foul of the game.
And that is huge.
Absolutely, especially because she's been going to work early on in this game offensively.
So it's going to be free throws. Chloe White, the one that checked in, sophomore. And we'll see how this game goes, but with 3 fouls, it's going to be interesting to see when Balmes checks back into this ball game. Might start her that second half, but at the same time, be interesting to see how they play that one out. Marion Young good on the first. 14-17 our score, 1:04 remaining. This is a huge stretch before the end of this first half. And her second, good as well. Bradstreet going to cross the half-court line now. Only 1 foul against the Wildcats, so they can afford to be a little aggressive, and they are. They went for the loose ball, ended up in the hands of Chloe White. Her shot, good.
Came off the bench, started just with an and one.
Chloe White needed no time to warm up there. And that's a big shot, Mary. The momentum was definitely in favor of the Presque Isle Wildcats.
Absolutely, it was very much so out of sorts. Presque Isle was all over the floor trying to get the loose ball, and Maddie Tracy picked it up and kicked it out.
White's free throw rolled in and out. So unable to convert the three-point opportunity, but did get the 2. Jan Curtis calls for the screen. Collins and Burlock set it. Curling off that now. Pass
Great
underneath
pass.
on the opposite side. Carlin Buck up and in for 2.
Great court vision to find Carly Buck open for 2.
I was going to say, they've done a pretty good job of defending Jan Curtis there, but that just leaves other players open, and she found them there. 13 seconds remaining. Bradstreet calling for the screen. Poked away now. 5 seconds. Kick to the corner. Lancaster thought about it. Tracy ends up with it. Someone's going to have to take it. Bradstreet has it. Her shot comes after the buzzer. The Hawks, they end the quarter with the lead, but the Wildcats end it with the momentum. 19-17 our score. Hawks on top. We're going to take it over to a break and rejoin you for the halftime show.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Hermon Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. To Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hermon Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hermon's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hermon sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hermon's design team will help you make it your own. And Hermon delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hermon Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Hermon, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Welcome back inside the Cross Insurance Center, and thank you for rejoining us here on the halftime show. 4 minutes and 30 seconds up there on the halftime clock. Both sides still in their respective locker rooms. Mary, a lot of things happened there in that first half. 19-17 our score. Hermon Hawks, they lead in this one. A lot of things to digest from that opening frame. What were your keys in that first half? What did you see that the Hermon Hawks did well? What are some things maybe that they can work on, clean up here headed into the second half?
I thought offensively Bradstreet and Balmes together were working very well. It's going to be hard, Balmes with the 3 fouls, but I thought they were working very well together. I think getting other players involved as well, like Abby Bradstreet got Lancaster a wide open layup, stuff like that. Those plays are going to come up big down the stretch because Presque Isle, I'm assuming, is going to be looking to help out a lot more on Bradstreet and Balmes this second half. But I think defensively, I think Hermon's doing a good job. They're extending that pressure, and Presque Isle wants to go inside, so it's just creating a little bit more difficulty.
Absolutely, and in that first half, Balmes, like you pointed out, Mary, 3 fouls. Did have 9 points, led all scorers in that opening half of basketball. Bradstreet, she filled up the stat sheet. She had 6 points, 4 assists, did a lot of positive things. Lancaster and White, they rounded out the scoring with 2 each for the Hermon Hawks. But primarily, you're going to have to put a heavy emphasis and focus on Rebecca Balmes to start this second half. It's going to be interesting to see if Coach Marissa Kelly chooses to start Balmes. I think that that's probably the way she's going to go. And like you said, I don't know if we were during the break or what the situation was, but if there's another foul, it's a very short leash because you're probably going to have to come out of this game for quite a while at that point. But let's turn to the other side now. The Presque Isle Wildcats, they've trailed throughout this ball game, yet to lead in this one, but they have been right there throughout the course of this game. What are some of the things that they did well, and what are some things that they might need to work on, clean up into this second half?
I thought Buck, first of all, has played a good game so far. She's just kind of been showing up, doing the little things, playing hard defense on Bradstreet. But I think getting their key players really started offensively and just kind of trying to get Curtis the ball, trying to get some things going, because I think offensively their flow is just a little bit slower than they're used to. But defensively, I think they're doing a really great job. I think, like I mentioned, they're going to try to really key in on Bradstreet and Balmes, but I think just defensively kind of settling in and offensively getting the ball just where they want it to go.
And I think if you were, before the game and you were talking to Coach Crystal Flewelling and you said, Jan Curtis and Lenora Curtis are going to have 2 points each headed into the start of the second half, and you're only down 2, I'm pretty sure she would take that.
Absolutely.
And give a lot of credit to some of the role players and players that maybe don't always get that limelight, but are also really solid in their own right for stepping up and doing great in this one. Collins off the bench leads all scorers for the Wildcats in this with 5. Marion Young, as you pointed out, had a great first half of basketball, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. And Carlin Buck, as you mentioned, 4 points in this one as well. One thing to point out is there was some missed free throws in that opening frame of basketball, so something to watch as this game goes on. They always matter, and there were some missed ones there, so something to take note of and something to watch as we get ready to start this second half. Do want to thank all the sponsors that have helped make these broadcasts free and available. Rouse Garage, Herring Brothers, Main Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena Sluggers, Starbird Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert with Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Varney Chevrolet. Again, thank you to all of them for helping us bring all the action from Tourney 2026. All right, 1 minute left here on the halftime buzzer. Both sides have returned to their respective benches. Not a side warmed up there in the second half, so a lot of conversation taking place. Stick around, folks. This is going to be an exciting conclusion to this one. Mary, it's always great to call a game with you. And we had a good one last night. This one is sizing up to be pretty good, too. It is going to be Hawks basketball to start.
And like you mentioned, those free throws are going to matter, especially in such a low-scoring game like it has been. The defensive pressure has been huge from both sides. We've already had so many blocks in both sides of the ball, so just looking forward to that.
Something to watch indeed, and I'll be interested to see as the Hawks make their way out of the halftime break. Rebecca Balmez making her way onto the floor, so she is starting, has the 3 fouls. That's the matchup to watch for me to start this second half. Ball played in by Brooklyn Kelly. Lila Ryan has it now. Calling for the screen, taking time on the offensive set. Pass to the left side corner into Balmez, spins in the lane, off glass for 2.
She's picking up right where she started that first half.
And the advantage of having that second foul, she got a little bit of an extra breather there, so coming up with even more energy here. At the other end, it's Jan Curtis, her pass all the way across court to the opposite side block. Well defended by the Hawks on Carlin Buck. Lenora Curtis now with it. Marion Young curled around her to the right side corner. Shot was no good. Went to Rebecca Balmez, who plays it all the way ahead. Great defense at the other end. Marion Young with the block. Out of bounds off of the Wildcats. It's going to stay Hawks basketball.
And that's something we haven't seen Hermon do a lot yet, is push the ball ahead by just kind of trying to run the break.
Hawks inbounds now, taken away by Jan Curtis. Well defended, but ultimately tipped out of bounds. It looked for a second like that would be a clean layup at the other end for Jan Curtis. Might have been Kelly who got an extra hand on it to fight for the basketball and ultimately forced a turnover. Well, not even really a turnover, but just knocked out of play off of the Wildcats. Tracy has it now, and we have an illegal screen. That was the correct call. It was right in front of us. Referee Nick Raymond saw it perfectly. And
just a little shuffle of the feet as you're setting the screen.
Second time we've seen an offensive foul on a screening situation. That time it was a 4-player set across the perimeter and elbows, and Lila Ryan got whistled for the call. Screen set at the other end. Jan Curtis had it set by Lenora. Gets the ball back. Jan Curtis wide open for 3, rolls in and out. She might not have a more open look all night. Ball batted around off of a couple of Hawks. It does stay the way of the Wildcats. Jan Curtis gets it back. Shot from 3, no good. Ryan comes away with it now at the other end for the Hawks. Pass played inside. Rebecca Balmez spins back with her left, blocked away by Lenora Curtis.
I believe that's her 3rd block of the game. She's doing great defensively.
And that is a matchup to watch in this one. And Lenora Curtis has 2 fouls in the game, so 3 on Balmez, 2 on Lenora. Something to watch.
There'll definitely be key moments coming down this game, seeing how they play with that foul trouble.
This time Lenora Curtis going right at Balmez, but blocked away. I don't know if it was Balmez that got a mid on it, but one of the Hawks did.
Looked like it might have been Tracy.
Pass inside. Rebecca Balmez at the other end, and the foul.
She's dialed in the second half.
She is going to work. 4 points on the quarter, 13 points overall for number 15, Rebecca Balmez. And that's the 3rd on Lenora Curtis. So we've spent so much time talking about the foul trouble for Balmez.
And that's going to be tough for Presque Isle, having a size disadvantage against Balmez.
The free throw was missed, but it was taken away by the Hawks. Balmez, her miss, followed up by another rebound, and she's headed back to the free throw line.
Great hustle play by Hermon to keep that ball just continuously getting those offensive rebounds.
It just feels like, just to start this half at least, Hermon's a little bit more hungry, going after loose balls, fighting for extra possessions here, and Balmez stepping back to the free throw line.
I wonder what that halftime pep talk was.
Well, whatever it was, it's working.
It's working for them.
Rebecca Balmez, her offense has been working. Now up to 14, make it full. I jinxed it. Thought I was going to roll in.
As we said, those free throws are going to be big coming down the stretch of this game.
At the other end, Jan Curtis throws it up with the left in the lane, no good. Brought down by Rebecca Balmez, and Jan Curtis just can't get her offense going here in this game thus far. Great player, just unable to get some shots to fall. At the other end, Bradstreet, good floater in the lane. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Crystal Flewelling.
And everything seems to be going Hermon's way right now.
The largest lead of the game, 26-17, 9-point advantage for the Hawks. 5:21 remaining here in this third quarter of play. Timeout taken there by Coach Crystal Flewelling. Mary, what do you think the Wildcats are talking about right now?
I think they're just looking, as we talked about, Balmes and Bradstreet are going to be the key players coming down the stretch of this game for Hermon, but just really looking to how they can change defensively, because what they're doing right now is not exactly working, and maybe being just a little bit more hungry for the ball. As we talked about, Hermon's coming out like wanting absolutely everything. Presque Isle seems a little bit hesitant, so just being able to really turn that up, turn that intensity up, and settle in.
Good timeout taken, and both sides have plenty of timeouts to use in this one. And Hawks going to continue with that. It's more than token pressure at this point, kind of extending into a 2-3 zone. Full court pressure. And we're going to have an offensive foul. Well done by Bradstreet.
Great hustle play by Bradstreet to get her feet in front of Jan Curtis and draw that offensive foul.
And no argument from Jan Curtis there, understanding what she did in that moment, and I can understand it too. Try to just create a little space. Good presence of mind by Bradstreet, able to show the official, and great job earning that call. Bradstreet has it now. Looking for Balmes underneath. Good defense there by the Wildcats. Bradstreet's layup almost looked like she got caught too far underneath the basket.
Great move, just couldn't finish.
And Jan Curtis at the other end now. Had it poked away from behind by Bradstreet.
Great hustle to get back.
She never stops moving. Now she's at the other end of the floor. Shot was blocked away. Good defense there by Marion Young.
We've seen Marion Young have a couple of those thus far in this game.
And Jan Curtis going to elect to walk this one up. Pace got a little bit frenetic there. That favors the Hawks. Pass inside to Marion Young. Her shot well defended by Tracy, but ends up in the hands of Young. Kick out to Collins. Her three good.
And she has 8. Lily Collins.
Yeah, she
Emily
leads.
Collins stepping up.
She leads all scorers here for the Presque Isle Wildcats. Balmes, she has it atop the key. Pass to Bradstreet, who went backdoor and had it rejected by Jan Curtis. Battle for the ball ends up in the hands of the Wildcats. Defensive intensity ratcheting up. Bradstreet came up a little lame on that one. Not able to make it all the way down the floor. Jan Curtis knocks down a long two. We have an injury out there on the floor. See if they are going to grant a timeout for an injured player. They are. It's not an actual timeout by the Hawks, but Bradstreet, never like to see that. She kind of landed a little rough on the block and layup attempts. Don't want to speculate too much, but
let's hope she's okay.
Lila Ryan now going to be the one at the point guard position, at least on this possession. Backdoor by Balmes to the rim, off the mark, brought down by Marion Young. Pass ahead to Burlock. Now it's the Wildcats moving quickly in transition. Burlock off glass for 2.
The bank is open.
Hey, if it's there, use it. And that gets it back to a 2-point margin. 7-0 run here by the Presque Isle Wildcats. Great timeout by Coach Crystal Flewelling. The Wildcats have responded. Balmes gets it inside. Gonna be fouled.
There was definitely some contact there.
There was, and the opposite side official saw it, and that's going to send Rebecca Balmes to the line. Third foul there. I believe they whistled that one on Young. Balmes to the line. That free throw good. And Bradstreet's checking back in, so that's great to see.
And she's huge for them before she got injured. Hopefully she's okay, but before that, she was making hustle plays on both ends of the court.
And a clean trip there by Rebecca Balmes, who extends her impressive performance in this one. 28-24, 3:03 remaining here in this third quarter. At the other end, it's Jan Curtis looking for the post up. Marion Young has it. Kick out. Emily Collins, her three, off the mark. Brought down by Carlin Buck, up and in for 2.
Presque Isle making a second half surge after that Hermon run.
And it's Bradstreet. She's defended by Buck. Trying to set up the offense here for the Hawks. Rebecca Balmes calling for it. She gets it. Double team comes. Kick out to Tracy. defended well, and we're going to have a travel there. That one whistled against Tracy. Wildcats get it back. Kelly checking back in, replacing Maya Lancaster.
Looks like Hermon's taking a step back off that full court pressure and just extending to the half court.
Jan Curtis going to work, getting inside now. Good spin back with the right, off the mark, no good. Great defense, and again, Jan Curtis just can't quite get her offense going in this one. At the other end, looking for Balmez underneath the basket was Lila Ryan. That time sails into media row.
And speaking of Jan Curtis, that's something we talked about over the halftime break, seeing if she was able to take advantage of the size advantage she has over a lot of the Hermon players guarding her. So it'll be interesting to see how she tunes into that.
Absolutely, and Balmez going to be called for the foul inside. That's her fourth. Trying to be a little too aggressive on the post-up denial by Marion Young. And that's going to send Chloe White to the scorers table immediately, and the Hermon Hawks have lost their leading scorer, at least for the time being, and probably for an extended period of time in this game.
That's big.
The offense changes completely now. Collins off the inbounds, her three, good!
To take the lead for the first time for Presque Isle. She's come up huge, I believe that's her third three.
Emily Collins off the bench, leading all scorers for the Wildcats. Having a heck of a ball game. That's going to lead to a timeout taken by Coach Marissa Kelly. All the momentum in the world on the side of the Presque Isle Wildcats right now in this one. Exciting news, Pine State Nutrition, Deer Grove Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the player of the game sponsor. All the player of the game winners from the tournament at Bangor inside the Cross Insurance Center will get a gift card. Sports Arena will be the player of the day sponsor. Each player of the game winner will be put into a vote for a player of the day winner, and the winner will receive a gift card to Sports Arena. All right, Mary, so returning to the idea of the action for either side, let's talk about the Hawks here. The game has flipped on its head for them. They were at one point, had the biggest lead of the game. Since that point, it was 17-26. It's been quite the run. It's been 12-4 advantage Presque Isle Wildcats, who now lead in this one. What's Coach Kelly talking about with her side?
I think they're definitely going to tune in on the fact that Balmez is out. They're going to have a hard time, especially if the Curtis sisters are going to keep going to work. So just being able to continue to be a little bit maybe more patient on offense, because we've seen a couple unforced turnovers out of Hermon in this run. So just being able to really tune in on defense and settle in on offense.
And one of the things that this grants you for the Wildcats is your primary matchup has been Lenora Curtis and Rebecca Balmez. Lenora Curtis left the game with 3 fouls. You can comfortably keep her on the bench now for a little while and maybe shave off some more minutes for her. Jan Curtis almost gets a steal there. Extremely active now for the Wildcats. Ends up in the hands of Abby Bradstreet. Her runner in the lane, no good. Brought down by Marion Young. Contending with some pressure, ends up in the hands of Buck. Burlock at the other end, her layup no good. Battle for the rebound and ultimately a foul by the Wildcats. And that's going to send White all the way to the other end of the floor for 2 free throws. Arian Young picks up her 4th foul on rebounding action at the other end. So Rich Rotella, the best statistician this side of the Mississippi, tells us that Rebecca Balmez has 4 fouls, Lila Ryan has 3, and for Presque Isle Wildcats, you've got Lenora Curtis on the bench with 3 rather, and then Marion Young is going to be headed to the bench in just a moment as she picked up her 4th.
I think we talked about it before the game started. Foul trouble is going to be huge for both of these teams, especially with their key players. We talked about the matchup between Balmez and Curtis. Just having both of them on the bench is going to be hard for both these teams to play without them.
Foul trouble leads to free throw opportunities. And I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but a lot of missed free throws there. White off on the first one, and we're going to have a violation here. I guess we're going to say it was against Curtis because the shot went in and they didn't call anything. So all tied up now, 29-29. Other end of the floor now, and we have a foul against Bradstreet, and it was a clean block on the jump shot from 3. So Collins headed to the charity stripe with a chance at 3. Before she could land, Mary just into the
landing space.
player safety.
That's a call an official has to make. Player safety is more important than anything.
Collins knocks down the first. Having one heck of a game is Emily Collins in this one. Second chance from the line. Same result. Right now, if Emily Collins is shooting it, it is going in the bottom of the basket. Tracy checks out. Maya Lancaster checks back in. So compared to what we've seen for the Hawks, this is a small unit out there on the floor.
Absolutely.
That time off the mark by Collins. Jan Curtis battling for the rebound, as you kind of expected her to with a smaller lineup out there for the Hawks. But ultimately, advantage Hawks here as they go down to the other end. Bradstreet calling for the screen. Gets into the middle of the lane, just inside the free throw line. Her two up and in.
As we talked about earlier, 3-level scoring. She can really do it all.
31-31. Calling for the post up now for Lenora Curtis. That's something you've been calling for all game, Mary. They get it to her. Matchup, size
Good
advantage
work.
inside. Fadeaway, no good. Rebound to Ryan.
That's something I think Presque Isle is going to be tuning into because the Hermon rotation that they have in right now is very small.
White has it now for the Hawks. She goes all the way downhill and is going to be fouled. Chloe White's getting some good minutes off the bench and doing some positive things in the absence of Rebecca Balmez. She's going to
fouls, rebounding. She's doing a lot for the Hermon team.
And again, an opportunity here to head to the free throw line with 10 seconds remaining here in the quarter. White good on the first. Pendulum swinging and lead swinging back to Hermon now. 32-31. Only 3 fouls against the Hawks, so they can afford to be a little bit aggressive here on rebounding action. White off on the second attempt. Battle for the rebound goes to Ryan. Ends up in the hands of Maya Lancaster. Her shot short, no good, and we have a foul with 4 seconds left. But again, just the fourth.
They too have one spare.
Number 2, Maya Lancaster. Her second, team's fourth.
So now 4 seconds remaining in the quarter. Jan Curtis gets it off the inbounds. Crosses half court, throws it up, looks good. Off the mark.
Just barely off back iron there for Curtis.
We're going to swing it on over to a break. Be back with you for the start of the fourth.
One softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back here now as we prepare for the start of the fourth quarter. 32-31. Hawks holding on to a lead here. Rebecca Balmez on the bench with 4 fouls. Something to watch. Lenora Curtis, she's checked back into the ball game now, calling for a post-up situation. Cross-court pass to the left side wing. Given off to Emily Collins, who thought about the three. She's made plenty of them, but second-guessed herself, and ultimately, Mary, that was a travel.
Yeah, great closeout by Bradstreet to force her to double think about that shot before shooting it.
So ball back to the Hawks here. Token pressure. Carlin Buck contending with Bradstreet. Bradstreet now atop the key. Picks up her dribble and passes it to Lila Ryan. Patience on display here by the Hawks, looking to just get into their offensive set and flow. White, shot fake, cross-court pass to Lila Ryan. Ryan on the left side now. Dribble handoff. Bradstreet has it. Bradstreet, she pulls up from college range. Off the mark, no good. Brought down by Burlock. Burlock now looks to slow down the offense before going straight downhill. Jump off underneath. Lenora Curtis for 2.
As we talked about, we're wondering, Balmes goes to the table as soon as I say that.
You
we're just
spoke
wondering
that into existence, Mary.
when that matchup is coming back.
And an offensive foul there. That one was clear and obvious. Brooklyn Kelly, two-hand extension in the back on the screening action. Third offensive foul on a screen here against the Hawks. And Rebecca Balmes with 6:51 remaining checks back into the ball game. And if I'm Presque Isle, I'm doing nothing else this possession but going at Rebecca Balmes.
Absolutely.
Who is trying to figure out who she's guarding here. Going to be switched over to Lenora Curtis.
And this is a scary matchup for Balmes.
Defended well there. Off the mark, no good, but Burlock and Tracy on the tie-up. Advantage on the jump ball. Goes to the Hawks here. Lenora Curtis, extremely strong underneath. It's going to be tough on Balmes to defend without fouling.
And
Did a
it's
great
hard.
job there.
If she's initiating any contact, you can't give any of it back because the refs are going to be looking for it.
Balmes now dives underneath. Her shot off glass, off the mark, no good. Tracy saves it into Balmes. Shot fake, takes it. Off the mark, no good. Rebounding action goes away to Marion Young. Balmes wastes no time once getting back into the ball game, and rightfully so. She's had a heck of a game.
And they need her to be doing that.
Jan Curtis now over to Collins. Collins the bounce pass to Carlin Buck. Resetting the offense now on the dribble handoff to Burlock. Burlock calls for a screen, gets open. Bree Burlock is so quick and shifty.
Absolutely.
Fouled there on her layup attempt. Shot was no good, but she's going to head to the free throw line. That's Abby Bradstreet's third foul.
Another player to watch for in foul trouble.
So Bree Burlock now makes the first free throw, extends the lead to 2. Free throws, free throws, free throws. We talked about them all game. They're going to matter down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Second one from the line, same result there. Bree Burlock, clean trip. And it's a 3-point Wildcat lead. Coach Kelly calling the offense here for the Hawks. Over to Rebecca Balmes. Repost back to her inside. Blocked away by Lenora Curtis.
Huge block by Curtis.
Almost snatched that one out of the air. Threw it out of bounds. Great play by Lenora Curtis. Now inbound opportunity underneath the basket for the Hawks. Over to Balmes. Back to Bradstreet. We're going to have a foul against Carlin Buck. First of the quarter against the Wildcats. 2 on the quarter for the Hawks. Anytime you get to the fourth quarter, you start to talk about the total team fouls because you want to be paying attention to free throws down the stretch.
Especially in a game as close as this one.
Kelly the inbounds underneath the basket. Over to Balmes. Cross court to Ryan. Tracy ends up with it in the left side corner. Shot long, no good. Taken away by Burlock. Burlock hands it off to Jan Curtis, who crosses half court. Over to Emily Collins. Her shot from the corner. Off the mark, no good. Battle for the rebound. We're going to have a jump ball here. And this one's going to stay the way of the Wildcats. Great presence of mind by, I believe it was Collins who descended on that to get the tie up there and keep the possession alive for the Wildcats. Ball underneath the basket, played all the way atop to Jan Curtis. Curtis, a lot of contact, off the mark on the layup attempt. Balmes threw it to Tracy. Tracy wasn't expecting it. And it's a turnover, ball back to the Wildcats with 4:42 remaining here in the fourth.
And that's one of those unforced turnovers we talked about Hermon is having. So they just need to get their head on offensively.
Lenora Curtis now underneath. Going to work against Balmes. Shot fake. And then up with the left, off the mark and no good. Balmes just has to defend without fouling in that situation. Ball was played all the way ahead to Bradstreet, and right in front of the Hermon Hawk bench, Marissa Kelly wants to take a timeout. Discuss the situation where everything is at. Both sides have plenty of timeouts remaining. 4 left for the Hawks. 3 left after this one for the Hawks, rather. 4 for the Wildcats. Crunch time basketball here. What do you think Coach Kelly is calling this timeout for, and what might she be talking about with her team?
I think she's just looking for a way to get either this game tied or get it closer. Maybe they're talking about really dialing in, getting the ball to Balmez. But I also feel like trying to get Bradstreet going a little bit, maybe from 3 even. Just trying to really cut down this lead that Presque Isle has and really just get their heads settled in offensively, because as we saw, they're having a couple unforced turnovers. So maybe really trying to just execute offensively in the way they want to.
As this game winds down, definitely want to start talking about some key players as we prepare for the Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game. And right now for the Hawks, even with the foul trouble, even contending with all of the missing minutes, Rebecca Balmez has led the way for the Hawks in this one, and they're going to come back, and it's only a 3-point lead. You got to think Rebecca Balmez is going to have a lot to do with it. Abby Bradstreet as well, and she's been on the floor for a lot more of it. But to complete the comeback here, I say comeback, but really it's just been back and forth basketball.
And Bradstreet's, honestly, her hustle doesn't show up in the stat sheet as much as we want it to, but just her hustle, the way she's been defending, has been huge for them.
And that time, following the timeout, an immediate turnover by the Hawks. It was Balmez looking for Kelly on a backdoor cut. And if you're Coach Kelly, that's not what you want to have happen after drawing up a play in the timeout. Tracy extends the pressure all the way out, contending against Burlock. Collins has Bradstreet on her. Hermon Hawks definitely ratcheting up the defensive pressure.
Absolutely.
Burlock, good crossover dribble. Shook Tracy there for a moment and maybe go into a situation of just being happy to delay the action a little bit. And Coach Crystal Flewelling takes a timeout, which is going to grant Maya Lancaster back into the ball game. I wonder if she was checking in for Tracy. I think just matchup-wise, they want Tracy to be, typically guarded against or guarding the bigs for the Wildcats, and in that situation, Burlock, not a good matchup for her. So
very small, quick guard, so Lancaster would definitely be a better defensive matchup for her.
Lancaster's had some great minutes in this ball game for the Hawks as well. She looks like she's going to have a big assignment checking back into the ball game. Didn't look like the Wildcats were in any rush there either, so
not at all.
Be interesting to see how they approach the latter half of this game offensively.
And we talked about 3 points is really not a big lead, so this could go either way.
1 foul for the Wildcats, 2 against the Hawks. 5 team fouls. Once you hit that, it's 2 free throws rest of the way, and it is Maya Lancaster against Bree Burlock. Burlock goes all the way inside, takes a shot from the short corner, off glass for 2. It is the role player stepping up big in this one. Off the bench for the Wildcats. Backdoor cut, another turnover down the stretch here. Taken away by Jan Curtis. And as the Wildcats cross half court, a lot of time to be determined, but turnovers starting to pile up here against the Hawks late into this ball game.
Absolutely.
Burlock, the tight dribble there. Multiple screens set. Her runner in the lane, no good. Battle for the rebound, taken away by Balmez. Pass ahead to Bradstreet. We're going to have a travel. It was Emily Collins lying on the other side of half court, waiting for Abby Bradstreet to run into her. Bradstreet tried to shuffle the feet to avoid the contact. Ends up being a travel.
I think right now we're seeing a little bit of Hermon's age kind of showing through, so they just need to really get their head screwed on and just kind of settle down offensively. Some unforced turnovers past couple possessions.
Ball played in. Burlock ends up with it. Double team descends, and we're going to have a foul against Bradstreet. That's her 4th. So now, both Balmez and Bradstreet have 4.
That's big.
And a few minutes ago, we were talking about players to watch for our potential player of the game. Those were the 2 players we mentioned. So, 2 key emphasis, at least in this ball game, for the Hawks, both with 4 fouls now. Buck going to be called for a double dribble there.
Defended well by the Hawks.
Kind of lost her balance and ended up I think she intended to pass it, but kind of ended up just fumbling and ended up in her own hands.
I think fell onto the ball a little bit.
Yeah. Marion Young checks back in. She got a lot of rest there, and 4 fouls for Marion Young, but ultimately a 5-point lead. That's the only number she really cares about in this one. Lenora Curtis checks out, so chance at win for her. Balmez going to work inside. Her shot off back iron, no good. Brought down by Jan Curtis. And a timeout taken by Coach Crystal Flewelling after Jan Curtis kind of stumbled on her own feet. Did kind of almost dribble to the floor.
No traveling there. She kept the dribble alive.
Coach Marissa Kelly did not like the non-travel call. Official Nick Raymond had to have a follow-up conversation.
Definitely a smart timeout call by Presque Isle.
2:22 remaining, Mary. 5-point lead. Hawks haven't really been able to get into their offense this quarter. It's been a lot of turnover action, creating opportunities for the Wildcats. 2:22 left. What are the keys for the Hawks to try to claw back into this one?
Looking for Balmas. Honestly, they just subbed out Curtis, so just looking for Balmas. She has Marion Young on her. Great defensive player, but just trying to really get to somebody who's been working for them all game long. And I think Presque Isle, they're just been playing a little bit of stall ball for sure, just trying to get that clock winding down and look for a very wide open shot.
And the thing about it for the Hawks, 2 out of the 5 players on the floor have 4 fouls. So it's a situation where you really do want to be inviting those fouls if you can afford it. I mean, the Hawks' pressure has created their own turnovers as well. And Bradstreet, I want to point out, is also battling through whatever leg injury she came down with earlier on in the ball game. That's definitely been a factor as she continues to kind of nurse that throughout. But
absolutely, she's tough.
Jan Curtis gives it up now to Burlock. Maya Lancaster on her.
Great
Tight
defense
dribble
by
there.
Lancaster.
Burlock keeps it alive. Heavy collision there by a couple of players. And player safety. Anytime there's a head collision, ball's going to be taken out of bounds. Interested to see if Bree Burlock stays in the game. She's going to for the time being. They're going to continue to watch and just make sure she's all right. Anytime a head injury is involved, the action's going to be stopped if available. So ball played in off the inbounds and whistle into the hands of Jan Curtis. Going to have a foul against Maya Lancaster. Trying to fight through the screen there. Now with 1:51 remaining, really at this point, Mary, it's going to come down to free throws.
Absolutely. And as we said, they're going to be a huge factor, especially in a game as low scoring as this one.
Lancaster comes for the double team. Good action here. And another foul. And Burlock kind of taking a beating here in these last couple minutes. Not intentionally, but took a hard fall there off the 4th foul now for Lila Ryan. So now 3 out of the 5 players on the floor have 4 fouls. And you're looking to be on offense here, but you might have to start thinking about offense to defense type substitutions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good free throw there by Brianna Burlock, who's had a great end to this ball game. Stretches the lead to 6. Still a 2-possession game. Second free throw, same result.
She's been controlling the pace of the game throughout this 4th quarter.
The Wildcats have kind of just massaged this lead and taken advantage. Made the most of every inch offered by the Hawks. Bradstreet at the other end, had it poked away from behind and taken away. Jan Curtis has it. Ooh, we're going to have an intentional foul there. 2-hand shove in the back by Brooklyn Kelly. And now her 4th foul, so 4 out of the 5 have 4 fouls, and at this point, chance to stretch it.
And that's a situation you don't want to see a flagrant foul because Presque Isle will get the ball back.
Jan Curtis happy to head to the line. And still 1:23 remaining, but body language and way the quarter has gone, Got to be feeling good if you're a Presque Isle Wildcat, as clean trip there and the ball for the Wildcats. 9-point lead. Ties the overall biggest of the game. It was 17-26 at one point in this game.
Presque Isle just slowly worked back against that lead that Hermon held.
It has been a 24-6 run since that point. And that is a foul against Kelly. She's going to check out of the ball game here with her 5th and disqualifying foul. And that's going to send Tracy back into the game. Jan Curtis headed back to the charity stripe now. Perfect free throw there. A lot of players that we could talk about for player of the game on the Wildcat side. Just waiting for Tracy to be able to put on her face mask here. Didn't have it when she originally left, or returned to the court, I should say.
I'm sure that's annoying to put on and off as she checks in and out of the game.
I'm sure it's not the most favorite thing, but one thing the Wildcats do like is having a 10-point lead. And as I was saying, they've had a number of players do a lot of positive things, including Marion Young on the offensive glass following the missed free throw. Balmez comes away with it. But I think Emily Collins, and the spark plug that she was, helping reignite this lead. At the other end, Bradstreet went all the way downhill, got to the rim, and was fouled.
And talking about Collins, I think her three-point shooting has been incredible this game. We talked about it early on. We knew that the matchups inside were going to be huge, but I think you kind of talked about it a little bit, the outside shooting, how we were going to be able to really use that to our advantage. So I think Presque Isle has done a really good job, especially in Collins, that outside shooting.
Bradstreet off on the first. Again, this Hermon Hawks team without a senior, with only 3 juniors, trailing by 9 in this one. They have played really well. There's some turnovers late, and some great free throw shooting as well by the Hawks. And we're going to have a foul by the only player that, well, Tracy's back in, but in that situation it was Bradstreet and Lancaster, so her third. Hermon Hawks going to not have many people left in this game. The rate that the fouls have been accrued. 42-33, 56 seconds remaining in the game. Curtis icing the game away from the free throw line.
Yeah, she's come up huge, those free throws at the end of the game.
Another one and same result there. Now a 12-point lead.
I'm sure Presque Isle's got to feel a little good about themselves being able to have their bench players step up and not just rely on Jan Curtis and the Curtis sisters, honestly, as a whole, being able to be their highest scorers of the game.
Ryan has it. Some time to be taken off the clock here. It's going to be a foul inside before. Oh, they're going to count it on the shot. I thought the block might have come before the gather there, but
some continuation there.
That's a big shot, actually. That's the difference between that just being the 4th team foul and no shots or no opportunities at all versus an and one. Chance to cut it to an 8-point game. Free throw off the mark. Burlock comes away with it. Burlock going down the sideline now. Passing back to Jan Curtis. Coach Crystal Flewelling took the timeout just in case. Carlin Buck was lying in wait at the other end of the court, would have had a wide open layup, but all things considered, it is a 9-point advantage for the Wildcats with 29 seconds remaining in the quarter. And this is a situation for Coach Flewelling where you're saying, we have the power to win this game right now.
Absolutely.
We are going to dictate whether we win or not right now. And offensive defense substitution opportunity here. A couple players checking in for the Hawks. It's going to be Emlyn and Addison Decker there.
Checking in for the Hawks, number 22, Emily Dupuy. And number 23, Addie Decker.
Emily Dupuy checking in, and Addie Decker going to be the players contending for the fouls here. Offensive defense type substitutions. And Lancaster are going to be whistled for a quick foul there. Now Bradstreet.
Foul number 2, Maya Lancaster. Her 4th personal foul. Team is over the limit. At the line, Brianna Burlock.
Burlock's going to be checking in. I think Mary again, or rather going to the free throw line is Burlock. Knocks down a free throw. I think between Curtis and Burlock and the free throw shooting they've had down the stretch, they have iced the game away. But the player that really kept the Wildcats alive in this one, and I think is going to be our Pine State Nutrition player of the game, is going to be Emily Collins in this one for kind of the spark plug she had, and her scoring at big moments really kept Presque Isle in this one. And then it was a team effort down the stretch there.
Especially early on when Hermon had that, I think it was a 9-point lead. Emily Collins just kept inching away and continuously keep it shooting.
And Balmez, she makes a move inside. Her too good. Balmez going to be whistled for a foul there. She's going to check out. And great game by Rebecca Balmez. And honestly, Mary, as you look at this game, the foul trouble for her took her out of rhythm. And they really never got back into a super solid flow offensively once she left the game. And kind of blew things open for the Wildcats as they're going to advance through the quarterfinals and into the semis.
A big part of it is I'm sure Hermon's not very used to playing without Balma as one of their key players. So just having that kind of offensively, just being out of rhythm is hard for them.
I'm very impressed by the free throw shooting, by the way, for the Wildcats.
Jan Curtis especially, her free throw shooting, very, very good down the stretch.
And a perfect trip there. So with 8 seconds left, the Hawks going to walk this one down the floor. Likely the last possession of the game here. It is going to be a Presque Isle Wildcat victory as they advance through the quarterfinals with a 48-37 win over the Hermon Hawks. Our statistician and broadcast partner, Rich Vitella, is going to catch Emily Collins at the conclusion of this one. Mary, it's always a pleasure to be able to do games with you. I thank you again for joining us here, and thank you all for listening along. It's been a pleasure. 48-37 our final. Presque Isle advances. Thank